Hello, this is Ring or Dead. Building construction and upgrading is also a very important link. Understanding the role of each building can help you develop faster. Because some buildings are more important than others, the order of upgrading them will be different. We can decide how to upgrade it according to the development needs of the 3 periods before, during and after the game. Main Hall is the most important building in LOTR, Rise to War. It is the foundation of all other structures. This means that you cannot upgrade other buildings without upgrading the main hall first. This building must be upgraded all the time. And its upgrading is not difficult. But it will cost a lot of resources. Therefore, you must maximize the output of your resources. The higher the storage, the more resources you can have. We all know that when resources fill up the storage, it will stop production, so we need more storage to store these resources. After all, a lot of resources are needed during building construction and upgrading. Apothecary is an often overlooked building. It seems to have no function at all. But it is not. When soldiers are injured in battle, they can come here for treatment, so that they can return to the battlefield. Which is particularly important when the number of soldiers is small in the early stage. And you can upgrade to increase the number of wounded troops that Apothecary can carry.
I really thought it didn't work. It hasn't been upgraded since it was built.
Tribute building is to generate resources that will help you grow wood, ore, gold and grain. However, they were not so important at first. If you want them to be at the highest level later in the game so that you don't run out of resources, you can upgrade them later. Their upgrade is also simple, so you don't have to worry about it. Barracks is an important build, but not when you're first starting out. Barracks limit the number of command units that can be stationed in a city. At first, you won't need to have this at a high level because you'll be fighting all the time. Your troops will die. And you'll never reach the limit of the number of troops you can have in your city. However, in the late game, this is one of the most important buildings to have at maximum level. When another player attacks you, you want to have as many troops as possible to defend your city. Or when you go to war, you want to have as many troops as possible to use and fight. To find out how many command troops you can have, go to your barracks and look at the top to see how many you have and what your limit is. Constraint post is also an important building. It controls the number of troops that each queue can train and the number of queues you can have. One of the important things is that the recruitment station gain you receive is the recruitment time. This gain will reduce the time to train troops. So a higher level of constraint post will allow you to train troops faster. This is also a building that needs to be upgraded all the time. Fellowship Hall doesn't seem to be an important building. But if you want to make rapid progress, this building is very important. In order to benefit the most from it, you must be a full and active fellowship member in order to get the maximum amount of help. This will shorten the construction time. In general, there was a great structure from the beginning. Market is a building that can buy and replace the resources you need. And when you upgrade the market, you will get better transactions and lower fees. If your resources are always consumed quickly and not enough, it is very useful to build a market in the early stage. But this is not a good place to consume gems. Please remember. At first glance, is not an important building. Because at the beginning of the game, you will almost never be attacked. However, in the middle and later stages of the game, If your factor is seriously occupied, it is necessary for you to build and upgrade this building, because it can increase your durability, protect your main city from attack. And when your durability drops to 0, your main city will be transferred to a random location. Military Academy. A magnificent and important building. If you want to be stronger, you should focus on it. Military Academy can increase the number of troops available to commanders. The more troops your commander has, the stronger you will be and the more damage he can do.
Oh my god, I always thought how many troops the commander can bring. Only his level can be upgraded to increase.
Bowman Tower, which is built later in the game. You shouldn't focus on it from the beginning. This building only helps you deal damage and protects your settlement from enemy players. So don't focus on the Bowman Tower at the beginning of the game. Quarters buildings is a little complicated compared with the buildings in front. It has 4 different dormitory buildings, and each building has its own type and level of troops. It's hard to say which quarter should be maximized first, but you should upgrade a quarter that works in synergy with the commander you have. If you want to know about the choice of units, you can go back to the previous video. This may give you a better insight into the development of quarters. Well, the function of buildings and the order of upgrading are almost the same. If you upgrade them in the wrong order, you don't have to worry too much. Because the buildings in LOTR Rise to War are not as difficult to upgrade as in other games. But you may need to spend more waiting time when there are not enough resources.